YouTube land. Today I am trying to survive in the long dark. This is actually one of my favorite games, and the reason being is I just seem to really gravitate towards high drama, atmospheric environments, especially sort of sandboxes, where it really makes me feel like I'm the last person on Earth. But mainly it's got to do with the actual survival elements. I like to think of myself as a really savvy survival guy. Like if the world apocalypse occurred, I'd probably understand how to survive at least a couple of days. I mean, I don't know about zombies. My fitness wouldn't exactly allow me to outrun anyone. But this situation here in the snow, in the cold, I mean, I'd probably fucking hate it. But I know without any prompting, without any hinting from the game, that I am going to freeze to death in this environment. So what I need to actually go out there, I need to go through the woods here and find some fucking wood and tinder and basically just get myself warm and fed and survive. I'm still unsure if the Long Dark actually has a main purpose to its story. I've never actually looked at that part yet. I will eventually, probably. But in this situation, I'm just sort of playing the sandbox mode, and I'm going to try and work my way through and survive just one day. So where you're joining us right now is me probably about 6 to 12 hours out from it being dark. And dark is really bad in the Long Dark because it gets super fucking cold. And there's actually this really great thing in the game where a bunch of random blizzards run through it as well. So you go from like a -6 feeling on the temperature to like -20. And it's just hell and high water trying to actually get through the whole thing. But yeah, I'm actually walking through the woods at this current point, and you can see there's actually some trees around me. There's like logs lying on the floor, a couple of deer. I've actually never interacted with the deer because, as you can see, when you approach them, they piss off and run away, which is a shit. But yeah, you can probably actually see that I've set up a situation here now where I have a Yeti mic in front of me actually doing better audio for actually a recording. I somehow, at some point, need to actually figure out how to plug this into my camera so that I can actually record better audio for you guys on that as well. All 10 of my subscribers at this point, don't worry, I treasure you, I love you, I thank you. And we've just found the deadfall area. This is fantastic. So hopefully there's a stove inside here, and there is, and a bit of cedar wood as well. So I'm not exactly sure what temperature I'm currently at, but God, I really am pretty sure I need to actually warm up very quickly. So let's start with the wood stove. I have everything I need for that, and hopefully the fire will start. You can do it! Come on! Freezing my ass off here. It's actually funny, I wasn't really intending to actually do a Let's Play of any kind ever, but there are certain games that you just want to play and share with people, and the Long Dark is one of them particularly. Another one that I'll probably cover at some point is the Stranded Deep. I really love the Stranded Deep. It's almost in the same vein as this, but the environment is set in a tropical paradise where there are tiger sharks out in the water, and you go from island to island and everything. But yeah, anyway, because I'm lacking water, I'm probably going to boil some water here. Probably more than that, yep. And I'll melt that. Yeah. Oh, and you can see my cold's actually going up because I'm in front, and my calories are going down because I'm just sort of chilling. But that's good. Okay, so once you melt snow, you want to make sure you boil the water. I almost forgot that there. Make sure I boil all my water. Alright. I'm actually approached this from a bit of a game developer standpoint at this point. One thing I actually point out that takes place in the Long Dark, the developers have actually done a terrific job with the audio and general user interface, the GUI. It'd be GUI because it's graphical, so hard G. Anyway, the developers have actually done a really, really good job of this, creating a minimal user interface that still has a high feedback rate for you, so you know exactly what you're doing. The models and everything are simple, the texture is actually very clever, the scope at which they've actually done everything is very smart in terms of their delivery. So you got to hand it to them in actually creating this particular environment. And actually, I'd forgotten that this wheel had actually been developed because I originally grabbed this in its first alpha beta stage, and when it actually came out, there was no such thing as the general user wheel, and the backpack was a bit messy, and it was all a bit of a, bit of a schmozzle, is the term I would use. But you can see they've actually listened to their community, they pushed things further, and they've done some catering to actually work with console controllers and things like that to make sure that works as well. But yeah, my fire's almost out. I don't know what's really going to happen here, but I tell you what, let's actually try and skip forward a bit here. So, I have just woken up from a needy rest, and I'm not going to rest again. No, there we go. I just got to pick up my bed. And I slept in front of the fire last night, and I'm still kind of chill, and you can see I've woken up to a blizzard taking place. So there's quite a blizzard taking place. You're still going to walk out -20 to -8 almost immediately, and this shit's going to rock me. And I've only got 3 hours of daylight left. So this is, in terms of survival, a really dumb fucking time to actually try and leave out into the middle of a blizzard. But I'm going to try and sprint and go as fast as I can. I should probably point out that I have no idea where I am going in this game. It's genuinely hard to try to track exactly what happened. You play it long enough, you eventually figure out the landmarks and you know what you're doing. But it's very tempting to get stuck in just one particular area and just try to survive for as long as you can. Particularly if you're a player like me. When I used to play DayZ, I used to do that a lot. I actually set up a campsite out far, far, far into the left-hand side of the woods in the middle of fucking nowhere as far as I could, and I would travel real-time about 35 to 40 minutes every day into town to get supplies and then travel back out to just camp and be at my camp and then rest, and that would be that. And I felt like in the end that I had cracked the game, that I had just solved how to play it, and I was just going to survive forever if I kept doing that. And that was fine, but that's where elements like other players come in to change things up. In something like The Long Dark, there are no other players to try to jump in and fuck up your sort of routine. So it's very tempting to just sort of get locked down in one particular area and not move. I find that if that be the case, then so be it, because in a sandbox mode, I doubt there's really many sort of issues pushing you forward aside just survival. And if I go into the story and I go into certain things, I'm sure there's a clock or a timer to me being in a certain place at a certain time. Like, for instance, if maybe I got to be out past a certain mountain pass before that freezes over. Something like that. It would make total sense. And then a lot of the little challenge modes that I actually had to look at, there's a bunch of random things that happen, including getting chased by a fucking bear. So you get a sweet little revenant thing, probably. But anyway, I'm making my down through the ravine right now, and I'm freezing my fucking ass off. I'm getting really tired. You can see my stamina meter up at the top right here. And you can see the wind chill and everything down in the bottom left is indicating that that's starting to get penetrated. I am starting to go numb, and my calories are starting to drop too. So I'm going to try and move as fast as I can over this howling fucking wind. Yes, I got to find some place to escape this cold. And I'm just going to sort of travel thing. Now, my idea here at this point... Okay, good, I found Frozen Creek. My idea at this point is to move away from the mountains and into the wind. And I don't know exactly why, but I'm kind of just following the tree line clearings. One of the things that... I don't remember where I learned this or if it's full of shit. But one of the things I learned ages ago was looking for cloud coverage and looking for the way the sun falls. I believe the sun sets in the east? Land of the rising sun is the east? That's right, yeah, so it sunsets in the west. Yeah, right. Okay, so the sun sets in the west. So that's the way that I imagine I'm going west. And if I'm trying to remember correctly, I should be about, 75 to like 90 degrees north or whatever of where I was before in that little stove cabin area, because I've gone over the ridge and back over this other side. So I'm pretty sure I'll be on the other side of the mountain. But anyway, I'm going to try and follow this area and follow where the sun is going and hopefully kind of chase the sun. And, oh, fuck me. Okay, so... I can go down here. Alright. I'm surprised I'm not sort of tumbling, rolling down this. I must be being careful. So yeah. Fuck being careful. I'll run down here. Alright, so this is good. Seeing log clearings generally will indicate to me that there is some sort of cabins or something nearby, but hopefully log cabins or something nearby, but I can't see anything. Is that over there? Signage? Probably nothing. Alright, so clear cut. Sweet. Alright. Yeah, there's got to be a logging or a some sort of lumberjack camp around here somewhere. I think, yeah, okay. So this kind of looks like where the road would be, I think, if there was a road. Yeah, damn it, I'm freezing and I'm nearly wrecked. Okay, you can see in the bottom left corner there's a 96% chance of hypothermia sitting in. I don't know if it ever gets low enough to the point where I get to cut off toes or anything, but that'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, okay, so it looks like I'm in some sort of road area here, which is sweet. So I'll follow this, and I'll follow that little deer. Hey, deer. See the colors changing and everything as the sun's setting on it, and that wind is just deafening. Can you imagine trying to survive in that this entire time? It'd be fucking deafening. More little deer over there. Still not seeing any fucking cabins. There's got to be one around the outside here. So yeah, let's keep following this deer, run out whatever we've got left, because I'm like 100% certain there's going to be cabins this way. Or maybe like 95% certain. Another sign. Another sign's a good indicator for me on in my innate sense of survival instinct. I see signage, I imagine civilization, I imagine structures. So that's what I'm looking for. What's over there? Are those cabins? Gotta be something on the other side of it. Hey, oh, hang on, what's this? Blue thing. Ah, yeah! Trailers! And some sort of shanked out cabin. Ooh, kerosene and shit. Can I harvest that? No. Alright, logging camp. Sweet. Alright, let's get in here. Oh my god. It was so cold. Okay, that was so cold. Okay, bedrolls, shelves. Alright, so I'm gonna go through all of this and harvest this bunch of shit. And this is awesome. So you know what? Let's actually, okay, got a fleece sweater. Alright, I'm probably gonna harvest a lot of this sort of shit. Let's bring it out there. But I won't bore you with the guys. Let's skip ahead again. It is the next morning, guys, and I have 1 hour of darkness left, so you can see the sun's about to thing. And I found a lantern during the evening. That was great. But now it's a warm evening, and I think it's a warm morning. Sorry. And I think what I'm going to do is, oh snap, a fire log. That's awesome. They burn for about 2 hours, and a hatchet. Oh, now I'm going to be able to cut things. So my task for the day will be getting firewood, I think, because I want to get prepped. So let's go through here. So if I'm going to go out, and here's my thinking as far as a survivalist, as the lumberjacky survivalist that I am. My thinking is I'm going to go collect as much wood and water as I can, cut it all down, get it ready, spend the day getting prepped, and then tomorrow we'll head out and see where we're going to see if we can actually survive a bit further. I'm hoping, because I heard that there is a factory somewhere with a bunch of shit that I could actually do. I am running low on food, so I definitely actually need to run out and go get food. Sounds like I'm freezing already, so let's cut this down. Oh shit, I'm numb and freezing. Okay, so that's enough stuff. I got some cedar wood, I got tinder plug. Alright, so let's go back to the stove and cook ourselves up a feast and get warm. And this is actually where I noticed that I can follow my footprints back on things too, so I'm able to track. I really can't wait for something like, if I'm going to a new area I've never been to before and I see footprints, that'd be amazing. Unlikely, but amazing. Harvest some more flowers and stuff here. Alright, let's get this going. Let's see, I'll use a bit of kerosene, because I found a bit of kerosene as well. So let's get the right, use the fire log, I think. Yep. Yeah. Oh no, wait! I want to use an accelerant. Let's start again. Okay, that was always because you can waste it because if you don't use the accelerant, if there's a chance of success and stuff, it can be a shit. So I want to make sure it's a success. So I'll use a bit of my kerosene, and there we go. Now, the heat is gonna be okay, but I really want to crank this baby. So let's go nuts. Yeah. Alright, getting some heat. Okay, so for 12 hours of daylight left, the rest of my day is going to be spent doing stuff that is extremely interesting to me, but probably not entirely interesting to you guys. I'm going to crank up the heat, I'm going to get nice and toasty, I'm going to eat stuff, and I'm going to actually have a great fucking time playing it. It's really interesting that I have a great time. I mean, it's interesting to me. I don't know if it's interesting to you guys, but it's really interesting that I have a great time sitting here doing this shit. Because I can just chill. At this point, I'm really happy in the game to just sit here by the fire doing nothing, because I literally will do this and then I'll grab a book in real life and I'll just sit here by this virtual fire and I will read a real book outside of the computer and just be chilling. But that's perfectly fine. I mean, I'm not much of a... I mean, let's be honest, the book is probably a Suicide Squad book or something. It's probably a comic book. But I will just sit and read and that'll be happy. That'll make me happy. So I really don't need much else at this point. What I'm probably going to do is eventually go back inside when it gets dark and call it a day. You can tune in next time if you feel like it, but whatever you do, don't...